So if you're someone who struggles to clear the hips in the downswing, you struggle to get that rotation, and no matter what you do, you really cannot get that move into your golf swing. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why you struggle with it. And two, I'm going to show you almost like a practice kind of structure you can do with a drill at home, a drill on the driving range to be able to instantly, and I can guarantee you're going to be able to implement this move into your golf swing. So I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Let's get right into it on one, why we can't rotate those hips, and two, how to fix it. So guys, just like we said in the intro here, how this video, just so you know, is going to be structured is we're going to get first into knowing the why we can't rotate those hips, because that is such an important thing to be able to do. And then once we know why we can't rotate those hips in the downswing, then we're going to get into the drills, one drill at home, one drill for the driving range to make sure we're getting this problem. So you need to know all this info to really make sure this problem is fixed. I can guarantee you'll be able to fix it after watching this video. So make sure you stay through the whole video to watch it. So let's get right into why you can't rotate the hips in the downswing. Now, I've really narrowed this down to three main points I see so often for this. The first one is, this is so common. I had a lesson not so long ago just like this. He was really frustrated. It was quite funny actually. He was really frustrated at how he couldn't rotate his hips. And he said no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't do it. He felt like he was stupid for not being able to do it. And I said, you're not being stupid at all. It's where you are at the top of the backswing that's stopping you from doing this. So what we would see from him there, he would get up to the top of his backswing and his hands would have no depth to them. So they would be really high with no depth. See how they're straight over the mass of my body? Really, if we want to get depth, good depth to our hands at the top of the backswing, the hands will go more behind us. So why would this be a problem? Now, if I rotate and clear my hips in the downswing, see how the club is going to go right out in front of me, isn't it? So we know in the downswing, if we rotate, the hands are going to go more out in front of us. So we know clearing the hips is rotating the hips. So if I'm at a place with no depth at the top of the backswing, I'm rotating, hands are going to get so far out in front of me where that's only going to cause me to swipe across the ball's going to slice or it's going to pull. So from there, our body will know if it rotates the hips, that's going to be the result. So what it's going to do, it's going to stop its rotation, it's going to really backwards to be able to get that club going back on path, and it's going to be some inconsistent shots, but that's your best bet from that position to hit the ball to your target. So like we said, downswing, hands go out in front of you with rotation. Same thing with the backswing. If we rotate in the backswing, hands are going to go more behind us. So that's our key to be able to fix this if you struggle with this here, guys. Make sure you're getting a nice full turn up to the top of the backswing. Now you can see my hands are deeper behind me. So if I clear my hips now, rotate, boom, it's got on the spot. It's got in that, you know, that slot type of thing people talk about. Getting on path earlier is pretty much what that is. That club is now not getting too far out in front of me with a good downswing and clearing my hips. Then I can just rotate, get onto that ball, nice crisp shots, nice power, club face controlled, just what we want. So that is so common. Like I said with my lesson, as soon as we got this there for him, he immediately started rotating those hips. And you know, it was quite funny when he did that the first time, the look on his face thinking he could never do it. And there we go, just cleared up one bit and he started to rotate his hips. So the second one here, guys, is all about the club face. Now the club face has a massive influence on your ability to rotate, so your ability to clear the hips. So this is something really common again. I'll see guys coming in a backswing and their club face will be too open and it will stay open through the rest of their golf swing. Now, why will that stop you from clearing your hips? Because then if I've got an open club face coming down in my downswing, I've got to be able to square that club face from there. Because if I rotate, there's something that's going to be put onto the golf ball that's called shaft lean. So like we know, shaft lean is when our hands get ahead of the golf ball. Now, something else that a lot of people don't know about that shaft lean does. Shaft lean also opens up the club face. The more I lean my shaft forward, the more the club face is going to open. And as we know, shaft lean, byproduct of rotation. So you can see open club face. If I rotate nicely, clear those hips, get that good rotation, ball's going to go out to the right because that club face is opened up even more through impact. So like we know, body is smart. It will get that ball to the target any way it can. So it will stop its body rotation to be able to square up that club face. Your body will be very stubborn to really open up those hips with an open club face because the ball's going to go so right. It really will. So it will stop it and it will flip to square up the club face. So a saying I always have is get that club face squarer earlier. So if we have an open club face, we want best bet, we want to make sure it's square off the takeaway. So really could be grip, So it could be grip that's open up your club face, it could be your physical takeaway move, or it could be, you know, wrist angles at the top of the backswing. But like we said, get it square earlier, that's your best bet to really fix this problem. So you can see there, club face slightly angled down. This club head here is in the same angle as my back, that's nice and square. If I keep it here throughout the swing, now I can rotate my body, and then I'm gonna put that golf club onto the golf ball, and it's not, you know, shaft lean isn't gonna make the club face too open through impact. The ball's gonna go nicely to my target. So make sure that club face is square. So the last one here, guys, and this is all about your setup. And now this is something that I can guarantee you, vast majority of you are gonna be watching this and you think nothing's wrong with it. You're gonna think that's a perfectly normal setup. But watch here, I'm set up to that golf ball. You can look at my left foot, see how it's dead straight, dead straight. Now, if I have a dead straight foot at setup, that is gonna really inhibit my hip joints mobility. So it's going to inhibit the amount of range of movement that I can make with my hips. So if I have a dead straight left foot, then I'm only going to be able to rotate so much in a downswing. So I'm just going to try and rotate my hips as much as I can. And now my hips are stopping their rotations. They're not very open, are they? That's because this hip joint is too closed off because of my foot being dead straight at setup. Watch here. You'll see all top players do this. See how I've just flared my foot out? It's nice and flared. Now I can rotate my hips as much as I want. So look here again, I'm flaring that left foot. See, like I'm rotating my hips as much as I can before, you know, I get stopped by my mobility wall here. And see how much more open I am. I'm really open, like Dustin Johnson level of open your hips type of thing. So we need to make sure that foot is open up, because the more I flare that foot up, the more it frees up my range of motion in my front hip here. Same thing if you struggle with rotating in the backswing, flare out that back foot as well. So you may look weird, may look like a frog sent up to a golf ball, but it will really help you to be able to rotate better. Look at all the modern pros now, they all do this. That's because they are trying to get good free rotation back and through. They don't want anything of their body to be stopping them in their mobility to do it. Flare up those feet and you're gonna be way better for it. So let's get into these drills now. That one you can do at home and you can do without a golf ball. I always say you need a drill to do without a golf ball to be able to get the perfect move, and then you need a drill to do with a golf ball that gets you as close as you can. So let's get right into that. And once these are done as well, you'll have no problem clearing those hips in a downswing. So this is my first favorite little kind of drill here to be able to get those hips turning. Now we know everything's in place that needs to be earlier in the swing, nothing's stopping us from rotating. I always want those hips to clear as early as they can, because it helps with sequencing of the downswing as well. If those hips are rotating earlier, the club then isn't going to get thrown too far out in front of me, let's say when my upper body goes with it. Separation of that lower body is really important. So a good drill I do here, guys. Now I'm going to show you how to do this with a resistance band, and I'll also show you how to do it without one. But let's say with the resistance band here, this I'm just going up to an upright. So with my net here, I'm tying it round quite a high bit on my upright. So just roughly like this. Now what I'm going to do, so it's perfect for home, perfect for on the driving range in between shots. I'm going to get up to kind of like a top of the backswing position here, and you can see now what I'm going to do, because I'm gripping onto this, it's stopping my upper body from doing anything. Now I can isolate that hip turn. You can see I'm just rotating my hips. Really, really good one. I've done this drill so much in the past to where this is where I feel like my clearing the hips has really gotten there. Why it's a good part of my golf swing is from doing this drill. Do as much as you can with that, and it will be a brilliant one to do without a golf ball. I always say for any problem, this is with lessons, whether my in-person or online lessons that I do, I will tell people that they need to do whatever problem, a drill to do without a golf ball so you can practice the perfect movement, and then a drill with the golf ball that gives you as close as you can to the perfect movement. Always need two things to do. So if you don't have a resistance band, you can, again, doesn't matter. You can just do this. Get up into your golf posture, get up to the top of your backswing, grab your left arm just like this and brace it with your right. So you can see how I'm blocking my left arm from doing anything. Now I'm going to do same thing. I'm just going to separate my lower body. I'm going to turn those hips, really get that turning in there. That's really, again, just like with the resistance band up there, going to train the perfect move I want. Once you get in there, it's going to feel a lot easier with a golf ball. So like I said, you want to make sure you're doing some drills without any golf balls, even without a golf club in your hand, to feel the perfect move. Now let's get into a drill that we can do with a golf ball. So the drill with some golf balls at a driving range that you could do, hitting some shots. So you can see here, I've got two alignment sticks. So if it's a bit dark with these shadows, I'll show you exactly where these alignment sticks are. But what we can do here with these alignment sticks is you can see how one I've got through my belt loops, one I've got if I'm set up to a golf ball just a little bit in front of me and behind me. So almost kind of like another leg's distance behind me. You could even say like half a club distance behind me. You can see here, this is my favorite one for doing this, is if I'm clearing my hips in the downswing, I want to hit this stick behind me as early as I can. See how, again, like we said, we want perfect reps with out ball and as close to perfect as we can with drill. This gives you as close to perfect as you possibly can with this. So my whole goal here is to get up to the top of the backswing, hit that stick right here as fast as I can in the downswing with my hips. So preferably I want to feel myself touching that before I hit the golf ball. So let's hit one here, just doing that. It's probably, you know, in theory, it's going to be quite easy, but I'm probably going to struggle to do it just a little bit because it is quite extreme feel here. So we can see there. Hopefully I'll probably hit that just after it, so it probably wasn't great with my hip turn, but I felt a lot of power through that shot, a lot of power. And this is really a one here, if you pair this with filming yourself at the same time, so filming yourself with a camera behind there, looking at your swing, you're gonna get even better feedback for this. But even if you're not, this will be good too. But let's say you're not on a grass range, you can just get some buckets, so some range buckets, tip them over on there on the top, and then just put this into the range basket so it will balance up nicely. So really making sure you get some good reps here, hitting that just before you get into impact. So halfway in the downswing, ideally, is when we want to hit this stick. So let's try one more there. So again, you can see quite nice power gets put through the shot. Really good feeding strikes as well there. But you can make this as hard or as easy as you want. You can start off with it quite close to you. So then you're really not doing too much to be able to go there. And then once you get better and better, you can put it more behind you. So the more challenging it is to be able to hit it. And you could even get to the point where you've practiced that drill enough to where this could be how you take it out on the golf course here, guys. It's a good one for these if you struggle with early extension as well, a really good one. Let's say I'm hitting some balls and let's say my mat here. So we could say on a golf course, let's just say there, we imagine like there's a brick wall behind us here. So what we would want to be feeling there on the golf course, so we're feeling like our hips are going back onto that brick wall behind me here, or like you're seeing on my mat, my hips are coming off that mat there. I'm clearing them, I'm opening them, and I'm getting in really good posture. So really rotating them early, really making them go real far back there. So let's have that a go and get on it. So you can see there, really good power there from that shot and great strike. That's why it's such an important thing to be able to get into your golf swing. So guys, you can see there as well how you've got to figure out why you can't rotate those hips in downswing. Very rare that we see someone not rotating just because they're just not rotating. There's usually a reason, but even if there's not, you've got this, you know, good little practice structure you can go and do, which, you know, YouTube videos for clearing the hips are always about one drill you can do and that will get you there. No, it won't get you there. You need to have a structure to it. You need to know why you don't do it, and you need to have a good structure, drills to do at home, drills to do out on the range, and then you have your best bet of fixing the problem. Any problem in the golf swing, guys, like that, not just rotating your hips, clearing in the downswing. So if you found this video helpful, guys, make sure you click that like button. It helps me get this video out to more people. We need more golfers to understand this type of concept of you have to have things in structure to be able to fix things properly, not just quick little fixes. We need permanent fixes in the golf swing to get better. And two, if you want more golf instruction just like this, hit that subscribe button, and two, hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So guys, really follow that little structure there and you'll be rotating and clearing those hips guaranteed in no time.